saying that our conversation this afternoon, our discussion about our definitions of success is at the very least making you rethink or think about how you measure success or how you perceive the success of other people to be. Because kanina pinag-usapan natin definitions of success, and then second block on the show, dito na lumalabas yung mga discrepancies, no? Kung mabongga ka outwardly, you have all the jewelry, all the branded stuff, but then at the same time, baon ka sa utang, is that still considered success? And then you also mentioned something earlier about the patients, the children of your clients, na kung marami kang material things, but then at the same time, your children are begging for you to just spend time with them, but you can't because you have to work to pay off debt or pay for these material things or these status purchases. Is it still considered success? So Gail is still joining us here today on the show to give us the scientific perspective of things. Jackie Tongson is our intern here. She is in college, and you know, for people your age, you're more idealistic, and you're getting to prepare for the real world. What is your definition of success?
Well, I would have to agree with what Carol previously said. I think that it's an individual thing, and I personally set goals for myself, and I think achievement of those goals marks success for me. It's not physical attributes that I buy myself and things like that. It's where I see myself and what makes me happy, and kind of checking off those goals as I'm growing up.
And that is success. The number of goals that you achieve in your life. Edith, as a parent, that might resonate with you, what Gail said. Now, would you rather spend time with kids or work to accumulate, thinking that you're giving a good future for your children?
Okay, there's something that reality check. You know, sometimes as a parent, okay, our goal is like send our children to school and
best school,
yes, provide the best, you know, future for them as, you know, as a parent. But you know, as you go along, ano ka na sa trabaho, you know, and things providing for them. So as a parent, kailangan maging ano tayo always, like checking ourselves where we are, you know, as far as defining success for the children and for yourself.
Right. Popular comedian and actor-director si Kuya Bernardo always makes a joke about this, yung mga nurses na ang gaganda ng bahay, pero naku, hindi naman pala doon nakatira kasi halos nakatira na sa ospital dahil they have to log in the hours in order to pay mortgage for that house, Gail.
Right. And I think that's where, as you say, the problems come in. I'm very happy to hear your concept of success, and I think your parents did a very good job in teaching you or showing you and modeling for you, and you're absolutely right. What do we do? At what expense? And checking in and making sure, are we doing what we are trying to achieve?
Okay, is it safe to now introduce this concept of keeping up with the Joneses also?
Right.
Dahil as a community, we may have that individual first success, but then at the same time, you are a part of a larger community, and this larger community may be dictating a different kind or different measure of success for you. So keeping up with,
yes. And I think that, again, we were talking about migration earlier, and I think that the time of when you migrated would also determine what your measure of success would be, because the new ones that come are really into that American dream of being able to do things. But as you said, as you stay longer here, you realize, wait a minute, this is a different issue for me.
Right.
You know?
Did you experience that? You moved here in the 90s. Ano bang measure of success at the time for you?
Well, definitely. Well, first is survival, first thing and foremost. You see, like getting settled, having your own home, house, you know, and then deciding for the children's education. Can you afford to send them to college? And then getting settled with, you know, the stability of your income. So deciding on all of those, and after which, then it's like, do I need to buy Mercedes-Benz? Do I need this, you know? You're tempted.
Right.
You know, you see everyone, and the Filipino culture is still there, you know, like branded and everything that we go to events and parties.
Right.
You feel that, you know, they see you, pambonggahan,
diba?
they see you that
naawa ka sa sarili mo if you're not.
Wow, ganda ng
diba?
Gucci na yan and everything. Wow, etc. But see, like, there's that reality that you have to deal with.
Right. But you're talking about in a community sense, so that's our reality. But for somebody like Jackie, I would assume that there's even more pressure in college, diba? With your peers. So sorority, people in branded stuff, branded jeans, branded everything. How do you deal with that?
Well, I definitely think that there is kind of a push to have, all those brand name things. But what you have to keep telling yourself is there's a difference between wants and needs.
Okay.
And as a college student, you're struggling with money to pay for food, to pay for tuition. If you don't have parents helping you, you have loans. And so I think the biggest thing to realize is that you may want this brand right now, but what you need is more important because these brands are constantly changing.
So can we add to that list then? You know how like when you say you set your own goals and when you achieve that, as you achieve that, that's success for you. Can we then add that when you do your goals, make sure that you take into consideration your priorities? Because goals can be wants, but then goals should also take into account priorities. We're going to be talking a little bit more, trying to wrap things up in the last block of Kababayan LA. Stay with us.